There you go.
Hi, everybody.
What's going
Come
on?
on. Come on in the room. 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 Take a moment and share this. We're going to have an amazing time tonight. Why? Because I got friends. Yay! I got friends. I have friends. So I want you guys to take an opportunity and share this because I promise you, you will not regret it. It will be awesome. So please share this. This counts as my pop up for today. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to whatever time you guys are watching this. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. You guys want to see my excited face? That's my excitement level, you guys. Yeah. So extra. I know. I love it. Yes, I want you guys to share, 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 share. I see some friends here. Who's here? I see my namesake twin. Hi, Steph. I see we have some Patrick and we have some other folks. Come on and share this. Come on in the room. It's going to be amazing.
Is that Redfield?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Steph.
Hey, Steph. Want you guys to come in. I just want to say that we have been overloading you with this EP, my first EP, Authentic Book One. Why? 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 Because you know what? It is a sad dog that won't, kind of celebrate and wag its own tail. Ain't that how they say? It's a sad dog that won't. I don't know. This is some kind of old school saying that I don't know. But anyway, but what I'm saying is, you have to learn how to celebrate yourself. You have to learn how to celebrate the people that come alongside with you and help you win big. And I'm telling you, this EP has been something that is a big win for me personally, for me musically, and I am just over the moon, thrilled to be sharing this with you all. And yes, this is why I am overloading you, overload with all of this greatness and everything that's happening with this album and with this EP. And this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Just the beginning. This is just the beginning, and I am excited about everything that God is doing. And man, babe, like, yeah, I have just been on a high of joy and happiness. And obviously, he wants to sleep, but joy and happiness, and it has been um, some long hours. It's trying to get things together and make sure it all
This is not a
fits.
cigarette patch. That is not a cigarette patch, y'all.
Oh my
I do not
gosh.
have a problem smoking.
Oh
That is
my
not it.
gosh.
That is
You know what? Help
that's for
folks.
my diabetes.
Listen, help people because
It's
folks be.
keeping me in range. I don't want people to be like, he's smoking that stuff. No, I'm not.
I'm saying because sometimes people be making up stuff.
Right.
Let's keep the record straight.
Yeah.
Okay, get it straight and keep it straight.
So y'all see that this is not a cigarette patch.
It is not.
Not.
It is not.
It's a sensor.
It's a sensor.
To keep Stephanie and my doctors informed that I am in my range.
Yes, that he is in alignment.
Just so we're clear.
So we clear. Ain't got no rumor mills out there.
Right.
No rumor
Can't
mills.
deal with it. Can't deal with it.
So, yeah, I just want you guys again to take a moment and share this broadcast. Share this broadcast. We are going to have some amazing fun tonight. Want to know why? 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 Because, like I said before, I have friends. I did not do this project all by myself. I'm not the one that, I might be the face, if you will, but it's not all about me. There's so many more people connected to this vision coming to pass. And, I just like to be authentically myself. And I want to share all the time. I'm a big giver, I'm a big sharer. And whatever stage or spotlight or whatever moment I have, I want to make sure that everybody that came alongside with me shares that with me. So it's important for me, you guys, for you to see the people who have helped to make this thing come to some serious path. So I am excited.
Are you going to give a heads up about tomorrow, or you just want to surprise everybody?
No, I'll give you a heads up about something.
Okay.
But not right now.
Okay.
So, and tomorrow is my it's my last day of friends of bringing some friends about that were really connected to this album. I'm trying to in this space. You all don't want to miss tomorrow's live. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Like
Don't miss it.
You really really don't. Like, yeah, I'm just saying, you want it. That's all I'm saying.
The power of tonight and tomorrow. Listen, y'all.
I'm trying to tell you.
The power of tonight or tomorrow could very well make or break your music ministry. What we're going to present to you, what we presented to you last night or the night before?
Night before.
What we presented to you Tuesday night and tonight and tomorrow might be exactly what you've been looking for to legitimize your place and your sound so that you don't fight in your own head about whether God called you.
Yeah.
Between Tuesday night and tonight and tomorrow, we have a major opportunity to show you how God keeps his promises,
Yes.
how God brings people into your life, some of whom you know, some of whom you don't, but their friendship means everything, but their gift will propel you forward in amazing ways. Amazing ways.
Yeah, so just don't miss it. So without further ado, I want to introduce my friend. Yeah, so happy. I want to introduce you all to the track on my EP that has been getting rave reviews. I mean, like, this is the track that everybody wants to hear. And that track would be Feels Like Rain.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Feels Like Rain, yeah.
This track would not be what it is had it not been for this individual right here. I mean.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I mean,
I thought you were talking about me. Not.
I love you, baby.
Ain't talking about me.
I love you, baby. I mean him too. But this guy right here, this guy.
You see the excitement on her face? I don't get that excitement.
You do.
You know what I mean? It's like you know, Adam, lying. You're great. You do your greatness. I mean, you be great. But it's like everybody else is getting like mad shine. Sorry, babe. I get it.
You guys know how I feel about my husband, so we don't even need to talk about that. And if you don't know, then go back and watch all my lives because you'll figure it out. Okay. But tonight we have with us a very special guest who touched and blessed the keys on this song, Feels Like Rain.
They call him
Mr.
B flat.
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 But ain't nothing flat about him.
He's an absolute blessing.
Yeah, he's a blessing.
When I tell you that Jesus is in his fingers.
Yes.
Jesus. The righteous Son of God. The lily of the valley. The bright and morning star. I declare to you tonight that Jesus is in the fingers. Of Mr. B flat. Y'all will know him as that. His real name is Benjamin Bullock. Yeah. And what an absolute blessing he is. Listen, we're bringing him on right now.
Yeah.
Without further ado, the man, the myth, and the legend. The man, the myth, and the legend. Benjamin! Benjamin! And if you know why I scream like that, listen. For those of you who follow me, every now and again, you'll see me put a post and you'll see me put one name with exclamation points. And it'll be this guy who is at my, who would swing in at my dad's church and be playing and do something ridiculous on keys. Or he would be on, like, I'll let him talk. Follow his life from All About the Benjamins, which is what he does. It's like it's like a little baby TV show that he does that is comedy, or he is a is it Marvel or DC? Don't catch me out.
DC all day.
He is a DC
all day.
fan. Do not offend him talking about Marvel.
Oh my goodness.
He will talk about it all day.
Oh
So,
my
so listen, he is such a precious gift,
Yes,
not just
yes,
to me
yes.
and stuff, but to
Yes.
so many people.
Yes.
Man, go ahead, say hello, introduce yourself.
Talk to the folks.
Hello, folks. What's going on? My name is Benjamin. It's nice to see everybody. You know, it's nice to be on here. Seriously, thank you for having me on here. And you know, I definitely do appreciate the I definitely do appreciate the accolades and whatnot. But if we really call a spade, the only reason why I do half of the things I do is because, you know, Adam, you paved the way. You know what I'm saying? From a early age, all the way back in Pottstown, and you already know. And the funny thing, and what's crazy about it is, like, this isn't me just talking, and it's not even a subjective like statement. Like, I have witnesses, I have accounts, everybody that can say Adam Watson, that's in Pottstown, that's that guy. Adam came in and made his mark and blazed and killed the game. So after he came in, I was like, you know, I what can I do? So
I hear you. You know, it's so weird hearing that all the time. Like the proof with you and Jermaine and all that stuff. It's like y'all are monsters. Y'all have come out phenomenally. And so like whenever I hear it, I'm like, wow, because sometimes you don't know that people are watching you. You don't know that people like appreciate you. And because that dude Debnam was a beast on keys.
You know what?
I'm sorry, babe. Listen. Y'all, when I was growing up,
Right, I'm like, tell a little, because we're like, what are you talking about, right?
when I was growing up, there was a man of God, legend in his own right. He was a pastor. His first name was Everett, and his last name was Devin. And not only could the man
He's
preach,
excited, obviously.
he could play.
Okay.
I tell you, he could play.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna say it again.
Wait, hold on.
The man can play.
You only got one good arm. Like,
I ain't gonna. The man could play. And everybody wanted to be around the preaching pastor. Everybody wanted to be around the preaching bishop. Famous all over our town. He was a monster. Do you hear me? So him and Harold Means were my influence. So then when I run into this man of God, Benjamin, and I find out he knows me. And because I've been in California for 20 years, I kind of like lost track with everybody except for Heart of God. So when I come back and he told me, I was like, man, you are a beast. And he was like, you. And I'm like, no, you. And he was like, you. And I was like, no, nigga, you.
That's such
So when I hear him say, like, we had fun in Pottstown growing up, don't get me wrong, we did have fun. But to watch your life not be a waste, to watch a legacy and such an amazing, brilliant powerhouse. I told y'all real quick. That yeah, y'all, because she got on me. She said, you and Josh took my show last week.
I'm trying to I have an agenda.
Last week, when we first did, for everybody, when we first did Feels Like Rain, right? When we first did Feels Like Rain, Josh had put it in such a smooth jazz type of feel and flow that I was like, oh, this is going to Benjamin. And I sent it to him. And what you hear is the magic that happens when this dude and God start talking in the spirit and on keys. All right, I'm done. I'm shutting up.
He's not done. He's just paused.
Oh,
He's
Kurt.
paused. He's excited. So I mean, I'm really excited too because I you know, my husband has to. For y'all who don't know the history, like let me just give a little bit of context here. So Benjamin, Mr. B Flat, is in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. That is also Adam's hometown. So they have history based on the hometown connection. So that's kind of, you know, the growing up, his level of excitement, all of these, all those moments, right?
Yeah, y'all know.
So, you know, he's really excited about that. But, you know,
Don't cuss me out.
oh my Lord, Adam.
Then just take a moment. He hasn't had this time. I just feel like then they don't understand me when I say Reverend Bishop Everett Debner. Would you just take a moment and explain, like this was your father figure, your dad to you, pastor? Would you just take a moment? Don't you start crying. We ain't got time for it. And talk about how a few minutes. Tell them how amazing the man is.
Yeah. So, you know, Bishop Everett Van Debnam, you know, my spiritual father, my father, as I call him. He was and Adam, I'm glad that you had said, you know, and gave even the reference to DC, because I use that reference a lot pertaining to, you know, my pastor, as he was literally my Batman. Like,
Okay.
I watched him do I watched him do so much in the community, help out so many in the community, and you know, first of all, he was a phenomenal preacher.
Mhm.
And when I say phenomenal, I'm talking
Phenomenal.
a phenomenal preacher. His exegeting of the text, you know, how he broke everything down, it was absolutely crazy. But then the way that he would spin and flip things in a way that you wouldn't expect it, every time you would be like, oh wow, we're here now. Like, okay, we're here. And he always has you looking at the text differently than what you thought what it was that was going on. And his doctrine was sound. It was absolutely phenomenal. But outside of preaching, I think what like why I looked up to him so much was like the fact of everything, like I said, that he did in the community, people that he reached, that he touched. He always put himself out there. He always put himself out there to be there for people. You know what I'm saying? In all situations. Like when he passed away, it was very difficult and whatnot. But I remember somebody had called me and reached out to me and said, you know, they said, you know, you're interim pastor now, and you know, Godspeed, God be with you in this whole journey and everything like that. But I want you to remember one thing that your bishop did outside of preaching and everything like that was like he was there for everybody, everything, way more than what I've ever seen in anybody else. And that was just true to date. And then playing wise, yeah, playing wise wasn't like, I can't even describe it. It was his old school style and everything that he did. But it was dope. He, you know, he graduated from Peabody Conservatory, so he had his classical in there, as well as everything else. But it was like everything that he did, even when he was playing stuff like that, it was crazy. And he used to he used to tear me up. He used to tear me up when he would be sitting up there and he would have me playing stuff. And the way that he would teach me, and then I promise I'm done. Like the way he would teach me and how like he would do the things with me, it was so like wow. Like he would just randomly sing a song that, in my opinion, I knew for a fact that he knew that I didn't know this song, because it was some old song, and he knew I didn't know the song, but he would sing it, and then had the audacity to get mad at me that I didn't know how to play it. And would call me out in front of everybody up on a pulpit that I didn't know how to play it. And I would be like, what? And then after service, he would just be like, well, we got through, didn't we? And I'd be like, who said this? You know? And it was all training, but it prepared me for a lot. He always saw something in somebody that, in my opinion, not a lot of other people saw.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he would do the things that he would do. And people would kind of buck against a lot of the stuff that he did. And I say that because, I mean, he even took a chance on me. You know, I'm 13 years old, and I'm just starting, and I'm trying to play for service, and I'm messing up badly, like horribly. Like like people in the congregation were like, "Hey, come on, man, why is this kid up here?" Like, you can see nobody should be booing a 13-year-old, and they booed. Not crazy. They booed. I heard them boo. Right, they were killing me, like even on the microphone, and he wouldn't allow me to walk away from it. He kept me up there every single Sunday because he saw something in me that I didn't even see and that others didn't see. And took a chance, and that was him. And, he operated in the spirit, and praise God for him.
Yeah, so do I. All right, babe. I had to. Ain't no way we could. We had to. See, I'm sorry, y'all. I won't take over the show no more.
I'm not even going to talk longer. Say nothing else. I said everything that I need to say from here.
All right, your questions, please.
No, I do appreciate this dialogue and for you taking the time then to kind of just step through like your progression, like how you got here, because I think it speaks to what I wanted to talk about tonight. You said that Bishop took a chance on you. He saw something in you that you didn't even see in yourself. And I feel like that is what God allows you to see when you get a track from someone. When someone comes to you and says, "Hey, I got this idea and I want to know, how do you hear it? Or what can you, what flavor can you put on it?" And it takes skill. We applaud your skill. Don't get me wrong, because you just talked about your process. So your process and your training was the word that you used, brought you to a place where you honed in on your skill, what you were really, called to do. Well, one of the things we talk about layers, one of the things that you were called to do for the kingdom. But the thing about it is, this training ground has prepared you to hear well.
Praise God. Thank you.
And in hearing well, someone can give you something that is a blueprint, kind of like their 13-year-old architectural scratch or, sketch of what it is they think something should sound like. They can give it to you. You can hear from heaven and then be able to just go forth and just make it just something so incredible.
Yeah.
Something so incredible. And, I have been trying to sit here and tag all these people who have just been like, who is that? Who is that? I've been trying to tag them because I'm like, y'all need to meet this guy. Like, you need to meet him. Because, I want them, I've already told you a little bit about what I believe that God has for your life, but it's not just like, it's just the beginning. It's so much just the beginning. And even though Feels Like Rain is a track that is kind of really getting that full exposure and people really, really love it. They love all the tracks. Like,
Good Place.
Good Place. I had somebody tell me that Good Place is gonna be their song when they get married. I mean, I'm like, who thought that would be how that would go?
A wedding song, right?
Right. Who thought that, right? But I was like, okay, God, all right. And then I have like, people, even on my job, they're just like, oh, summertime is that vibe. Like they're playing it in their car. Their kids are bobbing to it. I'm like,
our kids are bobbing to
it. I'm like, who thought that, right? And then you got Can't Get Away. Man, I'm telling you, like, I want you all to know that even though Feels Like Rain is that track that people are like, right? This guy touched all of them.
He played all the keys that you hear.
Like,
he played keys on every track. It was like I'm almost grateful that that I broke my collarbone because I knew that even with my skill set, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
And so I had so much, like with all the other instrumentation, but to be able to put it in trusted hands, and your hands are trusted, it was like, and then watch you come with what you brought to this whole
Yeah,
flow.
yeah.
Listen, man, we've had bishops and people in the music industry like, who was that? Who's playing keys? Like we want to know. And so it was such a blessing. What we haven't asked you is what was your thought process when you got the tracks and you heard Stephanie and how you worked opposite Stephanie to be able to bring these sounds for all these songs.
Yeah.
So my first thought process, I'm going to tell the truth right now because this is a platform where I'm supposed to be able to tell the truth.
Absolutely.
My first thought process is you're not being entirely truthful right now, sir. And the reason why I'm saying you're not being entirely truthful right now is it's because you're like, hey, listen, I'm glad that, you know what I mean, I'm in the position I'm in because I couldn't play or I couldn't do what happened.
Skill set, I couldn't. It's true.
That's not true.
His face.
It's true.
That's not true. That's not true.
Go ahead, man. I'm here. We all here.
If you're asking me right now, what was my first thought process when you sent me the stuff and you gave me everything? My first thought process is, what do you want? Because you're killing already. Our core movement, your progressions, the whole structure of the songs, the way this stuff was put together, it was absolutely phenomenal. Now, is there something that I could possibly bring to the table?
Absolutely.
I mean, yes, on the strength of, as we understand, and I think others who are watching on here, if there's other musicians or whatever here, they can understand as well that music has so much of different interpretations that and the language and what it is that we could be speaking, and we're saying and interpreting different things, but at the same time still saying the same thing. So everything that you brought to me, structure-wise, everything else like that, could I do something with it? All right, cool, yeah, sure. Because here's how I hear it. However, as it was already brought to me, I'm like, this is great. How do you what's the word? How do you bring more to what somebody says is a scratch when the scratch is literally like it's the song itself? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
right, I get it, but you got to remember, like when you were talking about Bishop Debnam, you were talking about him coming from the Peacock Conservatory, the music, what was the name of the conservatory?
Yeah, the Peabody Conservatory. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That when he came from there, when I was what people like me for in Pottstown was my chords. That's where Dr. Watson came from. I didn't name myself. When I came out here to California, people was like, that's the nickname I got for Dr. Watson. But I wanted the riffs. And so Courtney Horton is the one who gave me, he's the one who could do riffs like he was like Corey Henry.
Yeah.
Like Corey Henry is now was like what Courtney Horton was to me.
That's fact. I got a story about Courtney too when I first met him.
That's all right. You're gonna get to know him. And so all I knew, the reason why I loved Debnam is because Debnam could play everything.
Yeah.
He could play everything. And you, from my standpoint, you could play everything. So I can do chords, and from my standpoint, I can lace the frame. But I need somebody who's going to paint the picture.
That's good. Okay, I'm gonna stop you.
Go ahead. All right.
I'm really gonna stop you. Okay.
I'm having a whole lot of fun.
We are having a lot of fun.
I'm enjoying the convo.
Longer than a certain time. So anyway.
So next week we're gonna have you back on, and I want you to be on with your keyboard.
Seriously? You serious?
Seriously. I'm dead serious. We're gonna do it next week.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can get Courtney, everybody. All right, go ahead.
No, like you said, the framework. I think that's really, really important because sometimes you don't understand what's in you. You don't understand the gifts that have been given to you. You don't understand your ear. I remember listening to the music as we were working on it, and I was like, sometimes it gets you in that place like, oh, like I feel like it's good, but I don't know who else might want to, hear that, because we get so used to hearing ourselves, and we, us playing, us singing, whatever it is that we do. But when you take what it is that you've worked on and you put it in the hands of someone who can really paint the picture, he created the frame, but you painted the picture.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that makes it so beautiful. Like the connectivity, the collaboration, like all of that. It makes it so beautiful. And so, I just want to say that, even though we're talking about the music, Ben is so much more than that.
So much more.
He's so much more than that. He's a father, he's a husband, he's a pastor. And if you don't mind sharing, how old are you?
I'm 38.
He's 38, and to me that's young, okay? Because all the things that you do, and like you're not new to this, you true to this, right? You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah,
and
but
so
y'all are young too. Why you say like?
Amen. Praise the Lord.
Bless you, son.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Praise the Lord. Praise
Y'all are
God.
young too.
We got you by 7 years. That's all.
You know.
But you're doing a lot, and you're making such impact. And I think that probably the disservice is that more people don't know you.
Yeah, I think that is for me. For me, that is the biggest thing. When I heard you, and I remember when you sent Adam the I don't know if it was the draft or the first edit of the song, and I sat there and I was like, "Who is that?" Like that.
Can't get away.
Who is that?
We can't get away.
I was like, "That's him." Like my whole shock factor was like, "Really?" And so I really, and I just got to say this because I'm gonna just be real. Like we don't have a lot of people on live right now, but that's okay.
They'll catch it on the replay. They always do.
You'll catch it. But it amazes me the ability of the platforms that we have now through technology. We have TikTok, we got YouTube, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got Twitter. We have all of these social media platforms that extend us beyond just where we are. Like our reach can reach so far. And so it seems as though unless you're doing some raunchy, like real talk, it's like sometimes that's the stuff that gets out there. And it can be very, very discouraging, right? But it's so important that we continue to show up, and we showcase and we boast in the Lord with the gifts that he's given us and what he's given us to do. And so for me, that's that piece of encouragement of why I'm doing this. Because this is not, I don't know what artists do this, I don't know. But this is not about me. This is really about everybody that helped this thing to come to, fruition. Even from the person who, made the outfit on the album cover, right? The Black Rack, Rosita, the Black Rack. I mean, like everything, is so important for us to stay in a place of collaboration, connection, and making sure that we are really celebrating one another. It's really sad if, not if, thank you, Lord, when I get all these awards, I'm just walking up there like, I want to thank me and me and me. You ain't do none of that by yourself. Like, stop it. So it's just really, really important. And you are such a gift beyond, and like everyone that is connecting to what it is that Adam and I are doing, they are gifts beyond the church. And like, it's so important for everybody to know that my heart is for kingdom, and kingdom is not here. Kingdom is beyond. He said, go out into the highways and the hedges and compel men to come. Like, it's out there, what I'm saying? And so like, to the ones that, feel rejected, to the ones that feel like they're unloved, to the suicidal 14-year-old, right? To the girl who thinks she's ugly, to the young man that's struggling with identity. Like this music needs to reach people there, and it will. It will. And so in it reaching people there, it has to come from people who have that same heart for kingdom.
Yeah.
And that's why for all of you aspiring to do anything, music, whatever, you can't just have anybody doing your stuff and working with you. You have to make sure that the people that are coming with you to help you birth a thing have the heart that you have. And if your heart is for God, they need to have a heart for God.
Yeah.
They need to have a heart for God and for his people. So I just like, it's such an amazing thing that you are all these facets and you have all these layers and all these skills, and that God is really, really, really bringing the exposure. Like, I can't say it enough. Every time I think of your name, like the only word that comes to me is exposure. And so God is getting ready to really do that for you. Really do that in a very tangible way. Let's be clear, a very tangible way. And so we're going to close this. I just appreciate you coming on, and I just want to give you an opportunity to really, like I asked the other night to you and Josh, what do you want this music, this particular EP, Authentic Book One, because you have such a strong part to play in it? What is your desire for this music to do? Like, what is the impact that you want it to have from your own heart, like from your heart with your own words? What is it that you want for it to do?
I mean, always I want everything that, that I do or say, anything like that. I want it all, for God to receive the glory for it. I always want to, when I create something, when I, come up with something, when I play or whatever, I don't want you to hear me, which is why I don't, get too amped up about, what I necessarily sound like. And I don't want people to hear me. I don't want, when I create music and come out with this stuff and that we come with, I want people to hear and to feel like God through everything, even if it don't gotta be a riff. It can be just a simple chord. And even with just a simple chord or even just a simple progression, it's something. And Adam, I know you can vouch for me and understand. Like, there are times where it'll be just a simple progression that just keeps looping. It don't gotta be crazy and everything like that. Just a simple progression that it's something that's being done in this moment that while it's happening, like, you can hear and you can feel what it is that God is doing. You know what I'm saying? That's always been my desire. My desire has always been I want to grow. I want to be better in music, but I want to grow and I want to be better in music, and I want to put out the content that I put out so that people hear, regardless of whatever it is that they hear, they feel, something, they hear something, and they're like, hey, yo, that's God. Like, me and my wife, she's working on her EP actually right now.
Okay.
It's a shameless plug, but I'm putting it in there.
Okay.
You better
plug, man.
It's a shameless plug, but I'm putting it in there. My wife is actually working on her EP right now, and we're actually getting ready to finish up like a couple of songs and stuff like that. And it's the music behind it. What we're doing, it's different from the normal gospel vibe. It's different from the normal CCM vibe, because we literally, it was I'm sorry, I'm trying to be quick about what I'm saying.
Take your time, man. We got
it was a quick thought in my mind. I was like, hey, yo, what does heaven sound like? What does heaven really like? What does heaven really sound like? You know what I'm saying? And so my creation and the stuff that I do and everything else like that, it's not supposed to sound jazzy. It's not supposed to sound classical. It's not supposed to sound da 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 and everything else like that. It's literally me talking and asking God, what does heaven sound like? So when we create this sound, like I said, off of my wife's EP, as y'all will hear this stuff, you're gonna hear, all right, what does heaven sound like towards this aspect? What does it sound like pertaining to this situation? What does it sound like pertaining to maybe if you're dealing with this right now? What does heaven sound like pertaining to this? You know what I'm saying? When God talks to you, what does heaven sound like pertaining to this? And it's the whole feel of everything on that, and the whole feel of everything that I do music wise pertaining to what am I looking for. I want people to hear. I want even unbelievers, people who have never even heard the gospel before, to recognize and say, yo, is this what heaven sounds like? Is this God? This is what heaven sounds like. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't feel like I got there, but that doesn't mean that I'm not striving for it.
Right.
And that's all of us, man. Because
Right,
when Stephanie was talking about, we are beyond the power about what you and what Stephanie said about, these are most of the gifts that are blowing everywhere came from within a church.
Yeah.
And even though they may have matriculated beyond or they're out or whatever, that gift was churched.
Yeah.
So these are church gifts and church treasures that we're enjoying all over the world today, bigger than the church. So it does become heaven.
Yeah.
And the way, like some of your best spoken word artists, if you listen to them real good, you feel like you're in a spiritual environment, all these things. And so I feel like God is really, that's such an amazing thought process, that God is really giving the world of what heaven tastes like or sounds like, because in heaven, it ain't going to be a praise break all day.
Right.
It's going to be country and like I promise you, somebody's going to be waltzing in worship.
Sound.
Yeah, a fusion everywhere. And it's like, it's going to be filled with everything. And so it has people. So it requires, heaven is going to have us, all of us, black, white, Chinese, Asian, red, you name it, Russian, everybody in there putting their sound to make heaven feel like home.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's definitely it. Bottom line, that it's the sound of heaven. That's what it is. And when you take all these different gifts and skills and sounds and you put them together, it doesn't sound like chaos, because it's everybody coming together.
Right.
Yes.
Everybody coming together. And so I absolutely love it. I'm so grateful for the time that you've taken this evening.
Yes, sir.
On this platform. We're gonna jump on another one. You don't know that yet. We finna jump on another. But we finna jump on another platform. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
What do
I
don't know what you're
I know
talking
you don't know what I mean. It's okay. So, because we don't want to leave our IG community out, right? It's kind of rude. So, yeah, we're not gonna leave it out.
Okay.
So anyway,
Do I gotta be here for that?
You do. Praise the Lord.
Okay.
Praise the Lord.
Right.
So I got you, B-Flip. I got you. But I just wanted to again share this gift to so many people have asked, who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
Well,
This is who it is. Mr. B Flat. Mr. B Flat. And for all of you who might be interested in, like, how can I get in contact with him? How can I? You could definitely reach out to him here. It didn't capture all of my stuff, but anyway, here he is on Facebook. I can't talk right now. B Flat Book, or he's on IG at B Flat Producer. He's on IG at B Flat Producer.
Yes.
And if you want to be a blessing to him, it is not on here. I thought I put it on here. You can also cash out him, right? $ Mr. B Flat, is it? $ Mr. B Flat.
It is Mr. B Flat for those who feel like they want to sow into the ministry and they feel within their heart that the Lord is doing something.
Amen. Because I talked to MIS.
I heard you.
Okay. So,
I can spell. I'm a spelling bee champion.
He can spell. He's a spelling bee champion.
So it's Mr. Mister?
Yes.
Okay.
Mister. Mr.
All right. I put the MR.
Mister.
Yeah.
You guys can spell him. And you know what? Hey, I'm gonna put it out there. He's open. He's ready to work, right?
Listen. Hold on. Listen. Y'all, listen.
Sorry, y'all. My oven.
Yeah.
No, you
Mr. B Flat, Benjamin Bullock. He is a husband. He is a father. He is a pastor. He is my brother.
Oh,
So let me tell you what we ain't fitting to do. We ain't fitting to give him our sob story so he does free work.
Well, that needed to be said though.
Right.
That
right.
needed to be
This is
said.
a brother talking.
That needed to be
This is a
said.
big brother talking. He ain't doing free work.
Workman is worthy of his time. Like
oh,
seriously.
wow.
I not only I want y'all to know, not only did I pay him for his work, he's family to me.
Mhm.
Not only did I pay him for his work, I also gave him points on the album.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I want y'all to know that. And he's my key. He's the keys.
Mhm.
But the song doesn't give what it gets. Doesn't get what it gets without him. So I want you to know I'm paying him all the way around, and so will y'all.
Praise God.
He is a gift.
Right.
He's a gift.
Me and Stephanie haven't been around. Hold on 1 second. Then you can. Me and Stephanie have been around the music world a long time, and we've sown a lot of seeds that have not come back yet. We've sown a lot of seeds for people who had had sob stories and tragedies that were commonplace and all types of stuff. And though that's our story, for anybody walking with me, I don't want that to be theirs. If they're connected to us, I want the treasure that they are to be recognized. Not only does he have a beautiful wife, son, and daughter, he has another one on the way, like in the oven right now. And so as we go higher and as people approach him, you will always hear me say this about everybody with me, Josh included. Approach my family with respect, because Josh is my family too. So all right, so I just let me say it, so you don't have to say it and he don't have to say it. If you got a problem, you it between you and Jesus, or you can come talk to me direct and we can have the conversation. Amen. All right, so go ahead.
You finished?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I just needed to be a brother at the moment because
I
can you
appreciate
imagine
it, bro.
all the
I
work
get
I'm
it.
doing for free.
I get it, babe. I get it. So
Okay.
we just the ending point.
I bet you your wife won't yell at me about
Okay, babe. The ending,
it. Go ahead. All right, go ahead. All right.
the ending point is that do right. Okay. just do right. Do right. But again, if you want to get in contact with him, like I said, his information is here. Definitely, these are the ways you can reach out to him. Again, Ben, I just want to thank you. This is only the beginning. You will be a very solid staple in any of my projects going forward.
Sure.
Hey man, let me just jump in real quick and then I'll shut up and say or whatever, and thank y'all seriously for the accolades. Thank you for the blessings, everything like that. Y'all have been speaking over me, poured into me, even in this project and everything like that. But let me also just say that this is phenomenal work. This is phenomenal work. And Stephanie, you can ask Adam. Adam gave me the tracks, and when he gave me the tracks and everything else like that, I was like, all right, it's cool. And then I heard the vocals, and I was like, who is this killing these vocals right now? And you could see it. You can't tell how somebody feels through text, but you can tell how he felt through text when he was like, well, this is my wife. You can't normally tell how somebody feels through text. But the way that he said it, I read and heard it. I heard his vocals and I heard how proud he was when he said, this is my wife. And I was like, bro, this is freaking phenomenal. This is absolutely like, it's absolutely like blazing. The whole work, everything else, everything that was done on it, your approach, your imagination, your creativity to, your phrasings and stuff like that. the work is great, and this is the idea of what I'm talking about when I say like, yo, what does heaven sound like? This was it. So thank you for thank you for the thank you for encouraging me the way that y'all have encouraged me. But let me also put that back to say, for whatever the case, like even if look. Even if I don't play, even if the whole thing was acapella, this would have been the best daggone acapella EP we heard out here recently, and that's reality. That's reality. It was great. It was phenomenal. So I praise God for y'all. I really do.
Thank you for saying that. Like, I really do appreciate that. And all of you that may want to actually support and hear more of the music, there is a QR code here on this live. All you gotta do is point your phone and scan it, and you'll be taken to where you can actually stream and download the music as well.
Absolutely.
So thank you again, Ben. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming alongside. Adam is gonna have you back with you and your keyboard
next week. Next week we are going to have a worship night. You and I just want you to play for the people. Just go play for the people.
Oh man, that's scary, but I got you.
You got this.
Yeah.
You just do what you was born to do.
Yeah, you just go play for the people.
I understand. I appreciate you.
Give the people what they want.
Okay, he's excited.
Yes.
All right, so thank you again. I'm gonna leave you guys with that track that everybody loves.
Which one? Is it Can't Get Away? Is it
Good
Good Place?
Yeah, you know
Is
what?
it Summertime? Is it
I
Feels
know,
Like Rain?
We can't play the whole album, but we gonna play Feels Like Rain for you all again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're gonna we started with that, so let's play Can't Get Away. Let's do that.
I want to do Good Place.
You want to do Good Place?
I want to do Good
What
Place.
you want to do?
I want to do Good.
Okay, I don't want you pouting.
I want to do.
He's gonna play Good Place.
I want to do Good.
My friend, thank you, Ben.
Love you, sir.
I'll be in contact with you in about 2 minutes. When the song is over. Thank you so much, guys. If that's that dude on them keys, I got it.
Don't leave yet. I want to show you my favorite part.
Okay, rock.
I'm in a good place now, and it's all because of you.
All right. We love you, man.
Love y'all.
I'm in a good place now.
Yes, you guys. That is Mr. Benjamin.
I'm in a good place now, and it's all because of you.
We appreciate him for joining us tonight. If you missed any part of this, please go back and catch the replay.
Yeah.
As we say on TPE, the replay is
Is
definitely worth
the
the watch. So we appreciate you all. Thank you so much again. This has been an extended week of my pop-ups, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it.
And y'all tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I am going to have some of the singers.
Yes.
These are my friends, like my friends. I'm having some of the singers here to share and talk. Oh, these are my friends. Some of them I haven't seen in like a while.
Some of the singingest, somebody singers.
Yeah, all the singers gonna be here. Okay,
the singers.
The singers. So we're excited about the singers. But yes, you guys want to join us tomorrow. It'll be around the same time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you got those notifications on, and you will be notified when we are live and in color. All
And
right.
in color.
We love you guys. Take care. Again, go ahead and get you a copy of Authentic Book 1.
That is what this is.